All right, so this is day 69 of going through my old journal entries, and this is a long one to read backwards. Let me see. The quote for the day is, "We all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort." So how do you discipline yourself? What areas of your life do you need more self-discipline? So, like always, if you're following along, go ahead and pause right now and think about what you would respond to this, and I'll go into my response right now. So, I'm a little bit cold. I'm going to turn on my space heater. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, how do you discipline yourself? Let's see. This is an area I've really been trying to work on over the past several years. Unless I'm really interested in something, I have very little self-discipline for things. And this was before I realized that I might have ADHD. So definitely this makes a lot of sense. Unless I'm really interested in something, I have very little self-discipline for things. Actually, I don't know if it's really that. It's more like I have a lot of trouble consistently getting started. Once I get started and get the ball rolling, it's normally all right. But to do that consistently enough to follow through with a goal or hobby has been an issue for me. For example, with clock-in type jobs, I do great because there's an incentive for me to be there at a specific time. Because there's an incentive for me to be there at a specific time, I would show up even if I wasn't motivated. I would always be right at the clock, right at the time I'm supposed to be there, but I would typically make it there on time. Once I was there and got to working, everything was good. Even with school assignments, it was mostly okay because of deadlines and due dates. Unfortunately, the real world isn't like that. If you want to be an entrepreneur or follow through with some big dreams, you need to be on top of things and be able to motivate yourself. I feel like I'm starting to get a little better through building routines and trying to set my own deadlines. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say about that because that's true. That's something I've noticed about myself. I feel like I don't have a lot of self-discipline unless, then it wouldn't be self-discipline. I feel like I need some other motivating factor to keep me on top of things, which I've mentioned this several times, which is why I feel like I've always felt like I'd like to start my own business, but there's no way I'd be able to keep up with everything. There's been times that I'm like, I'm just the type of person who's a worker. I'm the type of person who's going to work for someone else because I need to be told what to do, and I need, on the one hand, I don't like oversight, but I'm like, I need oversight to keep me motivated to get things done. And that's why I've struggled so much in my PhD program. Even though I have such a great advisor compared to other people, I do have an advisor that does keep up with me, that checks in on me. I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise, honestly. I don't think. Maybe now that I've already started building some habits, I would be able to do it, but definitely not when I first started. And I probably wouldn't have finished my master's if it wasn't for having this advisor that has kept up with me and kept me on track. So on the one hand, I do feel like I need more self-discipline to stay on top of work, but on the other hand, I have been working really hard to get that on track. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize when they see people that are just constantly missing deadlines. They think that it's a problem with self-discipline, and I think in some cases maybe, but I think in other cases it really is hard. It's been hard for me my whole life. And so but I'm like high functioning enough that I've been able to like keep afloat even with that, part of me. But I think the big thing is finding management that know how to like deal with this, know how to properly motivate people. And thankfully my boss of the last several years has been that type of person. And she's even sat down with me a couple of times where I've gotten like really like in the hole, and she could tell that like I was just struggling. And she's kind of like, okay, like I know something's up, like what's going on, and like what can I do to help, and I've even told her like I need you to set deadlines for me. And so she's kind of helped me. We have extra meetings and things like that. So I'm very fortunate to have an understanding boss and advisor for my PhD program. She's the same person. So yeah, if it wasn't for that, like, I don't know. But I am trying very hard to become more self-disciplined. So when I finish this, I can do, maybe some of those things that I always thought that I couldn't do. But yeah, we'll see. All right, so that's what I had for day 69. Feel free to share your thoughts on, what you think about that or yourself. And I will be back tomorrow with day 70. Oh, and also, if you make comments and I don't like respond to them, don't take offense to that, because like I will probably read all of them, but sometimes I don't know what to say back. So I may just like it but not like say anything back, just because I don't know. But it's not because I like dislike any of that. So, and sometimes I feel in the mood to where I can come up with things to say and it's easier for me, and other times not. So don't feel bad or feel like I'm overlooking any comments. So I just want to put that out there. I haven't gotten a whole lot of comments on these videos, but yeah, I know I got like one, and I just didn't really, I wanted to respond to it, but then I felt like I was gonna like say too much or whatever, and so I just ended up not responding. So just want to put that out there. But I'll be back tomorrow with day 70.